Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is CeeChronicles. If you're joining this channel for the very first time, we do a lot of fragrance reviews. I post 4 to 5 times a week, mostly fragrance reviews. However, I do have some mixed bag of content, which is vlogs and story times and that sort of thing, just to keep, everything here interesting. So if that sounds like something that interests you guys, please do consider joining this family by subscribing. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much guys for the continued support. I see you, and this channel wouldn't be what it is, if it were not for your support. Welcome to another fragrance review video, guys. We have a Lattafa. So I came across this one 3 to 4 weeks ago. I think I probably was seeing this bottle around, but it just came across as like an intimidating, masculine looking bottle, and I thought it was going to be very masculine, and to my surprise it's not. So we are going to be talking about Lattafa Nasheet, a fragrance that comes in this box, which is a mustardy color with a golden dust there, and then the fragrance sits in here. Now, enough said for that. The actual bottle looks like this. Very heavy bottle. This is Lattafa Nasheet. It's got a little like a little jewel there, which is typical of Lattafa, and the Lattafa logo there. So as usual, we're going to spray it on my arm for reference sake, and for those who want to see how the atomizer sprays, this is how Lattafa Nasheet sprays. Okay, that is the atomizer. Now this fragrance opens up with a spicy fizzy ginger, but immediately that ginger is carrying like a greenness, so it does give a light greenness to it. I wouldn't absolutely cap this one as an all green scent, but I must say it has like a fresh spiciness there that comes through, introducing a greenness, a touch of pink pepper there, a resinous feel of cardamom. So that is what's wrapping me around this minute. I am in that scent bubble. Everything in here just feels well rounded, if you will. Nothing is trying to take center stage. Of course there is that ginger, like I said, but it's it's in moderation, if you will. So this is not going to be like, oh, it's spicy, it's very spicy, or it's green, it's very green. No, it just kind of fuses everything together to become one and presents it all in one package. Now with that ginger and that herbal feel of this fragrance and a touch of greenness, it then introduces something that feels like a creamy thing. Or let me say, all this is coming through with like a creamy backdrop, if you will. Something here feels a little bit milky to me. I do get like a rich, creamy milkiness here. It could be like a rich balsamic benzoin, because I do believe that this fragrance does have benzoin as a note, and benzoin can add some creaminess or some richness to a fragrance. I also get like an almondiness here, and maybe it's my nose or my senses that's playing around with me, because I think I do get like a cacao-y, almost like a chocolate thing here, but I wouldn't say purchase this one for chocolate or for cacao, because that could just be a fantasy note that my brain is creating after smelling all this, because like I did say, it does have like multifacets to it, and it's presenting everything in one, so it becomes one that is a bit hard to crack, to say, okay, this is the route it's gonna follow, period. It's got a lot of things going on here, a complexity to it. This is not just a fly-by-night DNA, like an easy DNA to make, quite complex. The thing I can say about Lattafa Nasheet, it has been likened to Nishani Ani, and I do have Nishani Ani, the oil. I have not put my nose on that fragrance at all, but when I did get the oil itself, the oil to me presented as like a concentration that was almost masculine leaning, and this I wouldn't say is masculine leaning. I would say it's absolutely unisex. But maybe why I was getting that concentration that felt a bit masculine leaning is because it was an oil. So this to me gives me outright unisex. Maybe some men might find it leaning more feminine than it does masculine. The only challenge I have with this fragrance is definitely the longevity. If it improves with time, it will definitely be a steal. And now let me also tell you a quick one. Now that we have cottoned on to this fragrance, obviously some people have reviewed it before me, but I'm going to say this is a DNA or this is a fragrance that Lattafa has done in a beautiful way. It is Western leaning, it is sophisticated, and it's likely going to disappear from the shelves, especially if YouTubers hit it. So if you don't want to go through the what I'm hearing, from other people about Nebraska and Nebraska being nowhere to be seen or hard to find, then I would say go grab yourself this one. It is a DNA that I feel is very likable. It may be a bit complex and sophisticated, but it's not a challenging scent, if you will. The sophistication I get in here is in the quality of the juice itself, the way the juice presents itself, the way the notes wrap around each other to become one thing. That is the complexity in here, as opposed to the DNA itself becoming challenging. And I have watched a couple of reviews on Nishani where some people have said that is a heady scent. It can be a bit headache inducing. I don't get that from my particular bottle, because this is to me a light scent, one that I've had to douse to enjoy, but I'm gonna say yes, I do smell it. It's not like I cannot smell it, and it's not like the people around me cannot smell it. It just gives off intimate vibes, creating a 1 meter circle scent bubble, which I was hoping it will do better, considering that it is a Lattafa rendition of that fragrance. So looks like Lattafa is not joking, guys. They are now presenting fragrances as is. Remember when I came with the Lattafa Pride collection, I did say that Lattafa have a tendency of kind of punching fragrances and giving them a direction in which they want to. An example of that is going to be Camera. Camera is a fragrance that undoubtedly you would know that the DNA is inspired by Angel's Share, but Lattafa has gone on to give it a punch that you cannot outright point it out as a dupe for Angel's Share. Now with this one, I'm going to say this to me is outright duping one-on-one. It feels like Nishani Ani based on my oil, and it smells Western, and there is no concoction of a lot of spices here, which I feel if they'd gone overboard, maybe this fragrance would have a longevity, that I would actually say right now that, to me, it's a long-lasting fragrance. Unfortunately, contrary to it being long-lasting, I get a fragrance that I have to overspray. And even if I do overspray that fragrance, it lasts about 4 hours on my skin as well as on my clothes. But do take note that I did say that mine is a fragrance I received about 10 to 12 days ago. So it could be that it needs a little more time. So absolutely an opulent, luxurious, rich-smelling scent there. If you consider 4 hours as decent, I would say it has a decent lasting power. But for those who like beast mode, obviously 4 hours is not going to cut it for you. So it's going to be a fragrance that is going to depend. But I'm still going to say grab this one if you can, because should I come here, say in 2 months' time, and say, it's macerated, I would hate that you guys regret, based on what I've said, that to me this is a light concoction, and then maybe by then it's going to be a fragrance that has practically disappeared, because I don't think a lot of people have caught up to the fact that this is a Nishani Ani dupe. And if you know Nishani Ani, it is one of the most sought after fragrances because of that DNA of it, and unfortunately it's on the pricey side. So you can as well add Nasheet by Lattafa to your collection based on what I've said, based on the fact that this is an affordable fragrance, based on the fact that even if it doesn't last long, it is a fragrance that you can just douse at your own will without any problem. But I absolutely get a beautiful scent here, and a little bit of some, I'm not sure what to say, a little bit of a sweet and sourness also going on in this fragrance, something that may be mistaken by others as boozy. I get this, from this fragrance, and of course that green touch. So this is what we were here to talk about, guys. Lattafa Nasheet, and this is the packaging. Okay, so this is Lattafa Nasheet, and this is the packaging. Intimidating looking bottle, but the juice in itself to me comes across as a softie, and it's definitely a recommendation I would outright give out there. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we obviously discuss more about fragrances. I'd love to get my hands on more Lattafas, more so that some of the ones that they're releasing here are now outright saying what they need to say, and especially from the Lattafa Pride collection. This is not off the Lattafa Pride collection, by the way, but I'm just saying, starting from the Lattafa Pride collection, it looks like Lattafa just decided to do 101 dupes. What they are concealing is just the packaging. They're not making it, obvious. Turn on post notifications, guys. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. I hope you have subscribed. If not, then why not? Thank you so much for joining me today. And remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.